Hello and welcome to Learn with Indrjeet. This is another video in the series of videos titled Code Like a Pro in Visual Studio 2022. In this series, we are learning about keyboard shortcuts that can be used in Visual Studio to increase coding speed. In the previous videos, we have covered navigation and scrolling shortcuts, code selection shortcuts, multi-cursor shortcuts, editing and deleting shortcuts, formatting, indentation and code cleanup shortcuts, find, replace and code navigation shortcuts. And in this video, we'll be covering the debugging shortcuts. So if you have not watched those previous videos, please go ahead and watch them also. So to start with debugging shortcuts, we'll be looking at toggle breakpoint using F9, disable a breakpoint using Control F9, start without debugging, start with debugging, stop debugging, restart debugging, and some other step over step into shortcuts used in a debugging session. So to start with toggling a breakpoint, let's go to Visual Studio where we have this code file open, and let us say we want to have a breakpoint on line number 30. So the shortcut for that is F9, of course. F9 to toggle a breakpoint. See, so F9 on line number 30, F9 on line number 35. Let us have one over here, and okay. So now to start the application without debugging, the shortcut is Control F5. And see, the application starts, but it does not initiate a debugging session. So the breakpoint will not be hit. We have put a breakpoint on the to-dos cshtml.cs line number 30. And if we hit that page, the breakpoint will not be hit and the page will be displayed. Right? So the use of this start without debugging is a faster execution. Right? Let's close that. Now, to start with debugging, we need to press F5. Okay. So when we hit the to-dos page, the breakpoint will hit because right now the debugging session is on. Right? So to start without debugging, Control F5, and to start with debugging, F5. And also to stop debugging, Shift F5 is used. So to stop this debugging session, we need to press Shift F5 and the debugging session will stop. Right? Pressing F5 again so that we can go ahead and look for the restart debugging, the next shortcut. So going back, pressing F5. Now let's press the to-dos. So there are points in the code while debugging we want to change some things. For example, this variable message, let us say we want to change the content of this message. So we want to write sorry, could not get response from the API. And now because we have changed the CS file, the code needs to be compiled and built again. So we need to press Control Shift F5 to restart the debugging session, right? So Control Shift F5 and it will restart the debugging session. Okay, let's hit the breakpoint again. Now To step over in the execution line by line, we need to press F10 so that we can see how the code is executing and the variables are changing. So the shortcut for that is F10. Right, continue. Let's hit that again. Next is, let us say it is going to this get function and fetching the data of to-dos, but we want to see this get function. So we step over the execution using F10, and on this line, if I press F11, it will take me to the implementation of this get function. And let us say if I want to step out of this function and go back to that position again, the shortcut is Shift F11. So we are back where we called this function, like so. So to step into is F11, step out is Shift F11. These ones, right? Okay. The next one is, suppose we want to concentrate on the values of certain variables during the execution of code. We can use different windows that are there. One of the useful windows is watch window. So let us say we want to have a look at the API, how the API response value changes during the code. So let me just continue it once and hit the first breakpoint. So F5 for continue, and let's hit that again. And now this API response, I want to track the value of this API response variable. To do that, let's open the watch window. The shortcut is Control Alt W and 1. So it will open watch 1 window for us, and we will add the variable name over here. So one way is to type the variable name. Second way is to copy, and let's pin it and paste this variable name over here and press enter. So as of now, this variable is null. Also, let us say we want to track another variable, this message variable. So we'll add this to the watch window also, and both are null at this point of time. Now let us step over using F10 and see the API response variable has been initialized. Next, now the get function will fetch values into the API response and it will change over here. Let's open that. So the message is okay, status code is 200 and it has fetched 14 records. Now the message variable is still null at this point. Pressing F10, step over, the message variable is initialized, and going forward, when we have the model VMs, the message variable is changed, right? So if you want to track values of particular variables, you can use the watch window. We also have another windows like autos and locals, but mostly I use the watch window to track whenever I need to track the values of variables, right? So let's close this one. Okay, fine. And press F5. Now, the next one is quick watch. So let's go ahead, hit that again. And if we want to, let's step over some lines. And now if I want to see the API response value, one way is to hover over this and click. You can see all the values in the IntelliSense Windows itself, but to initiate a quick watch, just select the variable and just press Shift F9. it will show you all the data of that variable, right? So quick watch is Shift F9. Next is delete all breakpoints. So to delete all breakpoints, the shortcut is Control Shift F9. But before that, I want to show you another one. Let us say we have another breakpoint in this file. So this is different to-dos which are completed. So we'll put some breakpoints over here in this line and on this line using F9, and over here over this line. Okay, and let us say we want to disable the breakpoint that is there in line number 35. So to disable a breakpoint, the shortcut is Control F9, but the cursor should be placed where the breakpoint is starting. So we need to put the cursor on the just start of the line and press Control F9. So this breakpoint at 35 is now disabled. So how a disabled breakpoint behaves, we'll see that. Press F5, hit the first breakpoint again, and now if I hit continue or press F5, the control will skip 35, the breakpoint at 35, and will go to 43 line. So let's press F5 and see this breakpoint is skipped because it is disabled. And to enable it again, just go to the beginning of this line and press Control F9. So this Control F9 will not work if you are anywhere in between these lines. See, it will not work. The cursor has to be at just the very beginning of the line, and then press Control F9 to disable a breakpoint. And to see all the breakpoints in the code that we have applied, there is a breakpoints window. The shortcut to invoke that window is Control Alt B, and you can see every breakpoint with the file name, with all the functions where they are applied, and along with those line numbers and character number 13, and like the character number is also mentioned. So we have 3 breakpoints in the to-dos completed and 3 breakpoints in the to-dos, and one of which is disabled. So if I want to go to any breakpoint, need to press double click, and here we are at line number 31. So see, it is saying line number 31, character number 13. So that is the character number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it starts from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is what is mentioned over here. So we are right now referring to this breakpoint. See? So double clicking any breakpoint in the breakpoints window will take you straight to that line. And to finally, to delete all the breakpoints, we need to press Control Shift F9. It will ask for confirmation. Press yes, and all the breakpoints are deleted. Press F5 to continue, and here we are without any breakpoints. Right? So I hope you like the content of this video. If that is so, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please tell me in comments which shortcut that you learned today you like the most. Please practice these shortcuts along with the learning. Also hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification of all the future videos. Thank you for your time. Keep learning.